Hello, welcome back to Sunday Doodles with Andra.
Today you'll need about 6 or 8 pieces of paper to protect your table. You'll need a regular number 2 pencil and a good eraser just in case. Also, if you're drawing with other people, please bring kindness and patience for them and kindness for yourself. We'll do our practice simple shapes over here, and then we'll put the pieces together on this side for our finished drawing. You know how to draw a straight line? We're going to need a rounded line up. You know how to draw a circle? And then you can fill it in with darkness. We've drawn an upside down U shape before. This time we're going to draw a really small upside down U shape, about that tall. We're going to make it a little bit longer and skinnier and fill it in with darkness. If you know how to make a gray area that's kind of an oval shape or a circle, and a little one, and then a teeny tiny one. I'm going to draw kind of a wide, flattish C shape. And then I'm going to make a little bump in and connect those lines. I'm going to practice a backwards one of these. So I make a backwards C shape like that. And I connect those with a little bump line. I'm going to teach you how to draw a 3D drawing today. If what I'm doing is a little too hard for you, I'm going to have a simpler option. Just hold on tight, I'll show it to you in a minute, and it's going to look very cool. About that far from the top of my page, I'm going to draw a very long line. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Down here near the front, I'm going to draw this shape, but I'm going to draw it bigger. So a backwards C shape that comes around, has a little dent. Now I'm going to make another one of these right about here, just a little bit higher and a little bit smaller. Now, if these shapes are hard for you, there's an easier way to do this. Everywhere that I'm putting one of these, you'll just put one of these shapes that's just a nice oval shadow place, and you'll just make them smaller as we go. Right about there, I'm going to make a little rounded line that ends about halfway down this side. It should be kind of a little moon-ish shape, doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to do the same thing in here. I'm going to make gray shadow right here and gray shadow right there. I'm going to go dark shadow in that corner and then gray shadow out here. You can make it darker over on this side too if you want to. I'm going to make another one of these shapes right up here, but it'll be like the first one. So it'll be a backwards C. It'll be just a little bit higher than that one and a little bit smaller. Right there. If this shape is too weird or too difficult for you, you can do an oval shape. Those work really well. If you're doing the simple version, it's going to look something like this. A little bit higher, right about here. A little smaller. And they don't have to be perfect. And the farther up we go, the smaller they are. And as we're getting close to this line, they're going to get really small. So once I get back here, there's not even room for me to put in the little details. So it's just going to be gray. And then it just turns into a little shape, a little gray shape. And then it just turns into a dot. And they're very close together and they're very tiny and small. By the time you're down to the tiniest dots, those dots should come up and touch that line. If you're doing the simple version, it'll look something like this. If you're doing the 3D version, it's going to look something like this. These are footprints on the seashore. And right at the end of these footprints, I'm going to draw that upside down U shape. Only about this tall. I'm going to fill it in dark, right there. It's not even as tall as the end of my pencil. I'm going to draw a little circle just barely off to the side of this. And then I'm going to draw a little line out right here. I'm going to draw a little half circle, very, very faint, not very dark. This is the sunrise. Some little lines of light coming out around it very, very lightly. They don't have to be very dark. And while you do that, I want to tell you about this picture. This little person back here represents Jesus. When Jesus was all grown up and he decided to start asking people to help him with his mission, he used to tell them, "Come, follow me." This little hand and arm on our picture of Jesus is him reaching out and asking you, "Come follow me." When Jesus was on earth, he used to pray a lot and he healed a lot of people and helped them feel better. And he taught a lot of people, and mostly he loved people. Every time we do one of those things that Jesus did, we're following one of his footsteps. I'd like to ask you to think of one of those things that you can do today. I hope you've enjoyed this drawing. The very last thing is to sign it. I would love to see your pictures. Please send them to me. Let's look at this gallery of all the works you've sent me recently. I love them. Beautiful work. Some of these have so much creativity and lovely shadow work. It took my breath away. Several of these are by new doodlers. We're so happy that you're here. We have doodlers of all ages. Please think of someone you know who would love to doodle, and please ask them to join us. We could have so many doodlers next week. If you see someone's doodle here that you don't remember doing, it's probably because I sent a couple of bonus doodles to those who signed up for my email list. If you'd like that, please look in the description below this video and click on the link to contact me. I'll email you a new doodle lesson. That will also sign you up for email reminders every time I do a new doodle.
Thank you so much for drawing with us today. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday full of God's love and blessings.